you got to go back and train. That kind of bums you out.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Ariel Helwani. He's out in New York. He's a blogger for Versus, and I'm Steve. We met yesterday. At least my nutsack met your fist, so I appreciate that. Yeah. I've recovered by now. We have a lot of stuff to get into. First of all, the fight itself. Kind of a weird fight, no? I mean, because it was tough to catch the guy.
Man, you know what?
He's tough, isn't he?
He's tough. You know, he's very unorthodox. It's kind of hard to prepare for somebody like that. So, you know. Yeah, my sparring partners tried. They mimicked him and stuff, which they did an excellent job. I did. I feel like I did a good job, but you know, it's kind of hard to fight somebody that fights that way.
He's got that grandma shuffle, and then he's throwing. He throws kicks. It's like they're coming from everywhere. He's not really set, and he's throwing punches behind him.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Obviously, you caught him a couple times. Were you disappointed you couldn't catch him more?
I wanted to knock him out, but he recovered really fast. My manager said he recovers fast. You drop him, you got to get on him, and boom, boom, boom. But for some reason, I didn't have that punch to just put him to sleep. I thought I was going to put him to sleep a couple times, but you know, I didn't want to blow my wad, and I was chasing him a couple times. I remember I felt like I had him hurt a few times. I just didn't deliver that knockout punch.
Yeah, I wrote it down a couple times in the first round. I thought you guys were both getting a little loose with the hands down.
Yeah.
You know, where I was like, you know, Quinton's he's stalking him, but he might be kind of getting suckered here to having something happen. Did you ever feel like that? Like you were in jeopardy?
He dazed me once or twice. I can't remember him. He had me rocked. You know, like, man, you know, I don't think I ever really been rocked like that in a fight without being knocked out or something like that in a long time. I was really surprised. He's a warrior, man.
So explain what you were saying in the press conference. We're talking to Quinton Jackson about overtraining, and what does it feel like in the cage all of a sudden when you're like, oh, man, what's going on here? I don't feel it.
In my training camp, like in the middle, I noticed I was peaking really. I was already peaking, because normally I don't peak till like the last week or 2 weeks out. You know, so I was peaking and I was running really hard, and I noticed I was doing everything really good and stuff like that. And then like I was tired of training. Like I didn't want to go to training, and I was like, oh, you know, it's a lot of gagging. And then when I got here to Ohio, I've been here for 2 weeks, and I was still training and stuff. I was like, man, I just couldn't muster to go. And in the last couple of days, I really didn't do anything. My weight cut was really good. You know, I diet down real good and stuff. My weight cut was really easy. Then I got after the first round, like, yeah, man, I'm overtrained. I felt it.
Hey, Quinton, I want to talk to you a bit about your game plan, because actually during the telecast, Joe Rogan was criticizing you, saying that you weren't mixing things up enough. You were just boxing, not throwing any kicks, not trying to take down Jardine. You switched it up a little in the third round, but was that something that you were especially trying to do out there, is just, you know, straight box them?
Well, you know, I just fight, you know what I'm saying? Who knows why I do what I do, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can criticize me for doing what I do, but, you know what I'm saying, I want to see them get in the cage and fight somebody like Jardine, you know what I'm saying? Who I don't care what, you know, people say. They you know what I'm saying, most people that talk stuff like that, they probably would never even have enough balls to even get in the cage and do that, you know?
Interesting. So you're saying Joe Rogan doesn't have the balls to get in the cage?
Well, I'm just saying, man, you got some shit talkers over here, man. For real.
That wasn't
man,
me. That wasn't me this time.
Listen, you know, you telling me that Joe Rogan criticizing me, telling me I'm just boxing. Who cares? It's MMA. I can do whatever I want to do. It's my fight, right? It's my fight style. I can come out doing kung fu if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Who cares?
You got a rim shot too.
Yeah, why he care if I'm just coming out there trying to box? You know, because Joe Rogan is a jiu-jitsu guy. I noticed he kind of biased towards jiu-jitsu guys and stuff like that. I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy. You know, I like, you know, you can ask most of the fans what they want to see. They want to see people rolling around on the ground. They want to see people out there slugging it out. You know what I'm saying? This sport is constantly evolving. You know what I'm saying?
But we did point out, we were talking the other day before it got violent, that, you know, you don't go for takedowns as much. So I was happy to see you in the second and the third actually mixing some takedowns.
Yeah,
but then, you know, what was amazing is, were you kind of disappointed you couldn't keep him down on the takedowns? I was surprised he got up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he got up pretty good. You know, I was kind of disappointed, but I was happy with my takedowns. You know what I'm saying? I was disappointed I couldn't keep him down, but you know, that's something I'm going to work on. I'm not a ground fighter type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I can ground and pound when you know what I'm saying, when it's time. But if a guy's real good at getting up, I'm not going to try to waste energy. You know what I'm saying, holding him down when he's getting up and he's doing real good. I'm going to let him up and try to, you know, fight stand up, because I'm not afraid to stand up. You know, a lot of people take people down because they're afraid to stand up. I'm not afraid to stand up. I was just, you know what I'm saying, taking him down because, you know, he's kind of awkward up on his feet, but I'm not afraid to be there with him.
Quinton, you mentioned afterwards that you actually were a little nervous for this one. Was that more so, you know, forget about the fact of who you were facing, just because Dana had talked about you getting the title shot and your resurrection, so to speak? Was that what was kind of playing tricks on you?
No, I'm just nervous, you know what I'm saying? I'm always nervous on my fight, to be honest.
You mentioned that before the Marvin Eastman fight, your first UFC fight, but I'm guessing it was a little different nerves this time because that was your UFC debut.
Yeah, that was jitters and nerves. Like the only 2 fights I never got nervous for. I got my butt kicked really bad, so now I'm happy when I'm nervous.
Did you think after the first round you were down 1-0 on 2 of the cards? That's actually how the did I have that right? Or yeah, 2 of the judges had you down 1-0 at the end of the first round.
Didn't I drop him in the first round? Did he drop me in the first round?
Nope.
So how was I down on the cards in the first?
It's the judges. I don't know. I thought I had you first. Then the second, I was like maybe Jardine, so I gave him the second. And then Jardine said, "Were you surprised at this one?" One of the judges, Ariel, told Keith Jardine that in the last 10 seconds is when Keith lost the fight. So that guy had you losing the third round until you nailed him with that left. What do you think of that?
I think, you know what I'm saying, maybe judges probably need to go to judge school or something.
Well, I know from the eye test, your face is pretty much unmarked. I see like a little mark over your left eye on your head, but he was pretty beat up.
Yeah, 'cause I think I dropped him a couple times. He dazed me once, but I didn't go down, and I took him down like 2 times, and I think I did pretty good. He threw some kicks and stuff like that, and the kicks didn't even hurt. I was like, well, okay, they think, I don't care,
So what would have been your reaction? You lose to Forrest on, what some people thought was a controversial decision. Can you imagine if you had lost this one? What would your thought process be?
These country mother. I would have put out a race car really quick. Then I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, man, this some racist ass.
I didn't know Ohio had a bad reputation. Is that right?
No, I don't know.
Who would have tonight if you had lost?
Are the judges from Ohio?
No. These guys are all they're from all over the country.
I don't know. Some of these judges, I think they probably need to get some better judges.
That's Quinton Jackson with us. So tell us what was going on in the cage during the post fight, because Rogan tried to hold the mic there. We couldn't hear anything, but it looked like for every 10 words you were saying, Rashad was saying 1. So I don't know if he was like emotionally wrecked and wasn't ready to talk trash because his buddy had just lost, because that looked like you basically got like a quarter of the belt already because you won the trash talk battle.
Well, I don't know.
What was he saying?
I don't know exactly what he said. I was telling him that I'm coming for my belt. That's my belt. But at that time, I was unaware that I would have to start camp again in 2 weeks. So, so I don't know.
You're not happy. This is we don't see this very often. You just found out basically half an hour ago before the press conference that you're going to be the fill-in fight now in UFC 98 against Rashad Evans. So kind of take us through the range of emotions there. I mean, you don't want to sound like you don't want the fight, and yet, there's no break here.
I talked to Dana, but, so we haven't said 100% for sure, because I have little small bumps and bruises, little injuries here that I need to let heal up, saying that I got in the fight, saying that I probably, I don't know if I'm ready to take the fight yet.
Yeah.
I got to talk to my manager, which means I got to go right now because it's time for me to go talk to my manager.
All right. Right hand or right arm? Because I saw you had trouble putting on the headsets. So which one is it?
I ain't said nothing. I don't want my opponents to know, but,
What are they going to someone going to go after your arm? Come on. I mean, it's
who cares?
All right. So we survived this. No nut shot.
No nut shots.
We're good underneath the table.
Well, your friend that's trying to get me to talk trash about Joe Rogan on the other end, when Ariel, when I see him, Ariel, ain't that princess name from Mermaid or something?
Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Get it right, Quinton.
Yeah.
Get it right. If you're gonna talk trash, man, you gotta get it right.
But ain't she a princess though? Thank you.
Look at Ariel.
Little Mermaid.
Ain't she's a princess though, right?
Hey, really,
is she a princess?
It's a chick's name.
But isn't she a princess?
Yeah.
Thank you,
she's hot
Ariel.
As hell. She's hot as hell, man.
How a fish chick gonna be hot?
She's hot, man.
How she gonna be hot? She look like a half of a fish. How she gonna be hot? What's wrong with you? She ain't hot. She looks sick. Something wrong with
That's
you,
how
homie.
I roll, Quinton. That's how I roll.
Uh-oh.
You roll sickly. That's nasty, homie. She a fish. She ain't even got no body down there. You can't even do nothing down there. What's wrong with you? She ain't got no extremities down there, homie. What's wrong with you? Ariel
being a telephone tough guy. Nice job.
Yeah.
Easy from 1,000 miles away.
Wait till I meet you, homie. Wait till I meet you.
I'm the one who's going to get Ricardo Aronas through the table here in a second.
Yeah, wait till I meet you, Ariel. Wait till I meet you, homie. Guess what you go get?
Probably the same thing I got.
Worse.
A punch right in the nuts.
Worse.
All
in
right.
the face.
There's the...
I'm just joking, Ariel. Go ahead with your ugly name.
The very broken down Jackson.
Yeah, shut up. Don't call me broken down.
Trying to hide
Be quiet. Shut up. Don't talk about my injuries.
All right. We appreciate it. Thanks, Quinton.
Be quiet.
Congrats.